Welcome to GOLT Talk, your podcast for technology and innovation in the legal profession. If you're searching for solutions to revolutionize your legal practice, you're in the right place. 10 minutes pure, actionable product insights from CEOs shaping the future of legal technology. And here is your host, Pfennig.
Welcome to GOLT Talk, your podcast for technology and innovation in the legal and compliance space. My name is Pfennig and I am your host. 10 minutes, pure, actionable insights from leaders shaping the future of the legal and compliance profession. Today it is my pleasure to introduce Dharma Sadasivan, based out of Singapore and Chief Strategy Officer of the Stability Protocol. We'll be talking about this industry agnostic tool, and it's a little bit of a different setting, but I think it is very interesting for us to learn about a solution to a challenge we lawyers will most likely face within the next years as we move into the digital era. So without further ado, welcome Dharma. Glad having you on the podcast today.
Hi, Tom. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Absolutely. On my end, let me please ask the first question about yourself. Who are you? I understand you're a lawyer. What are you focusing on in your role at Stability? And then we go straight into the unique scenario that you are trying to address with your developments.
Sure. Thanks, Tom. So yes, I practiced as a technology and regulatory lawyer for many years. I then worked in-house, and eventually I was approached by some former clients to join them at Stability. Stability has built the world's first and only cryptoless public blockchain. Essentially what we've done is we've built a blockchain with no crypto complexity. So it's extremely easy to integrate into any system. And so as a result, we work with very traditional, non-crypto industries, everything from supply chain and agriculture to entertainment and esports. Very diverse, very generalized. So at Stability, I'm the Chief Strategy Officer, as you said, and also the General Counsel. I also maintain a number of external appointments, including as a member of a few committees of the Law Society of Singapore, and I co-chair the IT committee for the Law Society as well. But today I'm here in my Stability capacity and also in my personal capacity.
Excellent. And Stability Protocol is a US headquartered organization. You are based in Singapore and we met at the Tech Law Fest just 2 weeks ago. So I selected this topic for a very special episode of the GOLT Talk podcast because Dharma is going to address a challenge that we lawyers, particularly in the litigation and investigation space, will be facing certainly soon. And that's digital evidence preservation and production. And particularly the question, is it real? Is it authenticated? Please share with us what solution you have been building on the Stability Protocol to address this topic. And this is also an invitation to the industry to think ahead, as this is an innovative podcast, and build solutions that preserve the trust and the confidence in our judicial system, because this is obviously a very, very challenging situation if evidence is a deep fake and judicial decisions are being based upon the wrong conclusions. With that, over to you, Dharma, please.
Thank you. Yes, I think one of the really interesting things that came out of attending Tech Law Fest this year, as I'm sure you also observed, we're seeing the incredible power of artificial intelligence. I mean, is it perfect? No, but it's still early days. But of course, there are numerous tools which are starting to integrate it. Of course, there's a lot of integrations in the area of drafting, reviews, and research. But we're also seeing a lot of interesting and useful ways that AI is being applied in the legal industry to cover things like administrative tasks, for example, timekeeping, or being used to train lawyers on advocacy skills. And as we've all noticed by now, AI also happens to be extremely good at creating or altering images, video, and audio. And this will only get better. And by better, I mean It'll be easier, it'll be faster, it'll be cheaper, more accessible, and more convincing. So I'm increasingly concerned about the impact this may have on electronic evidence in time to come. To me, it seems inevitable that eventually AI will be applied by bad actors to electronic files that are submitted as evidence. And forensic investigations are not cost-effective or feasible in every scenario. So I think we need to start looking as an industry at cheaper and more scalable ways to establish the authenticity or integrity of electronic evidence. I think our legal community needs to get ahead of this issue before it becomes a real problem, because we don't want to reach a stage where firms or enforcement agencies or the courts can't trust electronic evidence on a regular basis. This is something that I am looking into in my own personal capacity with my company's knowledge and support, of course. And the question to me is, how do we cryptographically prove the integrity of electronic files? In my case, using Stability's immutable cryptomless public blockchain. And so what I did in my own capacity was I built some tools just as an example of how this might be achieved. And so specifically, I built two tools. I call them collectively the HashShot ecosystem. And so it comprises the first tool, the HashShot Chrome browser extension. This is a free Chrome browser extension, which allows users to capture screenshots, and it immediately fingerprints the screenshot. What I mean by that is it hashes the screenshot and the metadata associated with it, and then it writes that hash, which is just a string of 32 characters, which looks arbitrary, and it posts that to our blockchain. So there's no data captured about the user, and anyone viewing that record would just see a string of seemingly random characters. I would not be able to reverse engineer the underlying data. So that's what it does. It captures the screenshot and fingerprints it immediately upon inception. The second tool is the HashShot verification app, and this allows you to bulk verify the integrity of these screenshots. And so the way I envision this working is clients capture evidence using the browser extension, and then law firms can bulk verify these screenshots to confirm that they have not been tampered with. And this is obviously limited to screenshots. It's not a perfect tool, but I think it's a first step. It's an example of how we can try and scale provability of electronic documentation. Just to be clear, HashShot, legaltech, ecosystem is not Stability's business. Stability is a highly generalized infrastructure provider. Neither is this an area that I want to turn into a business. I built the HashShot ecosystem to draw attention to this challenge. So what I am hoping for is I'd very much like to invite builders and developers in the legal tech space to reach out to me, help tackle this challenge with Stability. And if you want to be a solution provider for this, we would love to support you and for you to build your solutions.
Yes, very good. Just to reemphasize, this is essentially a call out, an invitation to all the e-discovery providers in this world, to all the forensic investigation platform solutions to reach out to Dharma within the Stability protocol ecosystem and put forces together. Because the earlier we find robust technical solutions to safeguard the integrity, the authenticity of these files, and this could be screenshots, this could be video footage, this could be images, whatsoever, then I think people, and I mean really the people using our judiciary, will feel much more comfortable with the AI being part of ultimately adjudicating cases. So I would like to spend just a little bit more time on the HashShot thing, because people may wonder, how do you spell it and can this be found somewhere? The answer is no. Right now it is really a proprietary pilot, which you have particularly been adamant and passionate about, yet it is not a commercial product. Perhaps this podcast is leading to opportunities that would ultimately pave the ground for such development. Maybe you can tell a little bit about your vision with this aspiration.
Sure. Thank you. Thanks, Tom. So the HashShot tools are available for free. The HashShot Chrome browser extension is available on the Chrome Web Store. worldwide. So you can go to the Chrome Web Store and just search for HashShot. That's HashShot. One word, HashShot. HashShot. And so you can download the browser extension from there. The HashShot verification app is available on, I just threw together a little microsite. It's available at hashshot.card.co. That's HashShot, HashShot.card, CARRD.co. And that is a Windows application that allows bulk verification. And these two applications work together. What's actually happening is the Chrome browser, as I said, it hashes the screenshot and the metadata information, and it writes that hash, just the hash, to our network. We have a smart contract, essentially a program running on our network, which stores that hash. And when you use the Windows application, what it does is it takes these screenshots, it rehashes them, and it matches these hashes against what has been stored on our network in the smart contract. So it calls that very same smart contract and checks whether the hashes match. If the hashes match, it means that the files have not been altered in any way. They are identical, down to the last pixel, down to the last piece of metadata. And so that's how you get that assurance that the file has not been tampered with in any way. If you think about it from that perspective, this ability to match the file that you have with what was fingerprinted at inception, what it kind of does is it allows you to cut out the middle part about needing to control an environment in which the file exists, right? Because essentially it doesn't really matter what happens in between, to the extent that you can prove what you have at the end is identical to what you have at the start. So it's a slightly different approach to evidence preservation, if you will.
Yes. I think this is a conversation we lawyers will be more and more accustomed to, quite technical, but still very relevant for the practice of law. And I think Dharma is an amazing ambassador of this dual-headed lawyer and technical expert, explaining to us a crypto-free blockchain solution, which I had not heard before. But as we always want to learn something new on the GOLT Talk podcast, you definitely achieved that goal today. So with that, I would like to thank you for your time and looking forward to hearing from you who has reached out to you and perhaps formed an alliance to drive this initiative forward. Thank you so much, Dharma Sadasivan, based in Singapore, Chief Strategy Officer of the US-based company stabilityprotocol.com. It's been a pleasure learning from you, and I'm really curious where this is heading. Take care, and thank you so much.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you very much for having me.